Welcome to day 27 of our 30 days free sewing class. If you are new to this channel, you are just seeing this video, check my channel for day 1 to day 26. Today we will learn how to draft a cut together sleeve. It can be in form of a top or a blouse. It can come in form of a dress. The difference between a top and a dress you should know by now. A dress is usually longer while a top is shorter. But the concepts I already explained. You should know how to cut a blouse and how to cut a dress. So this cut together sleeve has a name, and if you have been following my teaching, you will know the name by now. If you know the name of this type of sleeve, drop it in the comment section. I want to know. All right, let's go to our pattern paper. I'll be working with this paper today. So as I always do, I will draw my line, which is the reference line, which will also serve as my shoulder line. That is the first line I will draw. And after drawing this line, I will put my standard shoulder measurements, which you should also know by now, which is the 3 inches. I'll measure the 3 inches. After measuring the 3 inches, from the 3 inches I will measure 5 inches, and on that 5 inches I will go down by 1.5 inches just to draw my shoulder slant. I am drawing this so that you will understand the concept of this sleeve. That is why I'm drawing it. So just watch. When I am about to do another thing, then I will come back and explain to you. So I will now draw my shoulder slant. After drawing the shoulder slant, I will put my back measurement. So your shoulder to shoulder measurement divided by 2, that is what you are going to put at this point. Then I will draw a line, the line, so that I can put my armhole depth. I'm doing all this for those that are new, so that for beginners, so that you understand the concept of how to join that sleeve, how the sleeve is called a cut together kind of sleeve. So after putting my armhole depth, I will divide my bust into 4. Sorry, I will divide by 4. I will add whatever it is. I will add my sewing allowance, and if you want it free, you can add more. So measure from the shoulder to the waist, which is the half length. My waist divided by 4. Whatever your waist is, you divide it by 4. You put your measurements. If you want ease, which is you want it very free, you add. If you don't want ease, then you leave it. You just add your seam allowance and you join your points. Then depending on the length of what you are sewing, either be it a blouse or a top, depending on the length, you measure from the shoulder to wherever the length will be. And it can even be a crop top, that is, it can stop at the waist or even above the waist, maybe under the bust, whatever it is. So that is the length I'll be using. On that point, I'll put my hip measurement divided by 4. So if you are sewing a gown, you know by now that you just have to go down more. Then I'll just connect. So that is my hip divided by 4 plus my allowance. If you want it free, you add to it. Now let's go to the sleeve. You will measure the length of your sleeve. Whatever the length is, you measure it. So from that shoulder point, I will go to how long I want my sleeve to be. Here I'm measuring 8, just for an example. If you want, you can make it longer. So wherever my sleeve will stop, I will measure 1.5 inch at that point where the sleeve is stopping. I'll put 1.5 inch at that point. Then I will reconnect my shoulder slope from the 3 inches. From the 3 inches mark, I will go straight to the 1.5 inch that I just measured. So that will be my new shoulder slope plus my sleeve. I hope you understand that. So from there now, I will now measure how wide or how open I want my sleeve to be. How wide or how open I want my sleeve to be. Depending on, you measure it, where your sleeve will get to, you measure it, and you add ease allowance to it. It must be free. Maybe if you measure like a 12, you can make it 14 or even 16, depending on how wide you want your sleeve to be. So I will now join those 2 points. That is where my arm is coming out from. That is my new sleeve, armhole plus sleeve, all joined together. So now I will now join from my waist to that point. Did you see it? Now you can go below your waist if you want. You can go below your waist. You can start on the waist. So that is how it will look like. Now if you want your blouse to be free, you can add ease allowance. Just watch as I'm trying to show you other things you can do. If you want it free, you don't want it fitted, then you can add more, and then you just open up your blouse. And now this type of, if you like, you can put zip at the back. If you like, if it is free enough, you don't need to put zip. So this is basically how the sleeve will be. Then you modify to whatever style, and if you want it big, you see the way I'm doing it, that is adding excess to that waist, more like a boo-boo kind of, very free. All right, so basically that is what it looks like. That is how to cut this type of, or to draft this type of sleeve, cut together sleeve. It has a name. Drop the name for me in the comment section. I want to be sure you know this type of sleeve, what it is called. Then I'll cut it out and I will just show you how to draft the neck, depending on the type of neck you want. It can be V-neck, it can be boat neck, it can, whatever neck you want. You just play around with whatever you want to do. All right, so this is what it looks like. This is it. Now this leaf side, if you like, you can leave it like this, it's fine, but sometimes I like coming in at this point by 1 inch. I love coming in at that point by 1 inch. Then I will just slant the line like this and cut off that part. I'll just cut off that part. It's optional, it is not compulsory, but it's what I love to do. All right, so this is how it looks like. The next thing is to do whatever neckline you want. Put your neckline. If you are using pattern like me, you can place it. Remember, it's on fold. You are going to cut your material on fold in front, and maybe on fold at the back, except you want to put zip at the center back. So I'll just trying to show you that you can do round kind of neck or whatever neck. So you just cut out the neck and you take it to your sewing machine. You join the shoulder, you work on the neck, depending on the type of neck the type of finishing you want at your neck, maybe bias, maybe facing, whatever. So you just join the shoulder, you work on the neck, you join the sides and you finish the sleeve part. And that is basically what I have for you today. I hope you have learned something new, and see you tomorrow in yet another tutorial. Bye for now.